This is something that is just unbelievable for our area.
Coming to you directly from my home in Bradford, Vermont, this is Catamoment with me, Molly Stone, the Associate Director of Live Performance at Catamoment Arts. I wanted to start off by saying thank you. Thank you to everyone who has been following Catamoment over the last few weeks. This show started as an idea. It started off rough, and it has turned into a weekly show where we get to feature a guest, an artist, a community member, a business owner, and really delve into what's happening with them both personally and professionally. And we also like to highlight their relationship with Catamoment Arts. And this week is no exception. This week I invited Shane Switser of the Pizza Man in Lyndonville to come on and talk with me about what he's doing to stay engaged with the community, to stay open, and what he's doing to support frontline workers. And that interview is coming right up here in a moment. But first, I wanted to remind you of the fundraising efforts that are still happening at Catamoment. First, the summer solstice raffle is happening, and the drawing will be held on July 1st. And that drawing will coincide with a live streamed performance by our friends in the Kingdom All-Stars. Also, right now, until the end of the month of May, you can head over to White's Market, and when you get to the checkout, round up for the arts. And that extra money that is added to your grocery bill will go directly to the Arts Center. So don't forget to head over to White's Market, round up for the arts, and go to catamountarts.org and purchase your raffle tickets for the summer solstice raffle. And mark your calendars for that July 1st performance and drawing. My conversation with Shane focused on he and his staff's ability to remain engaged with community, to conform to new guidelines, all while remaining creative and staying open. And here's that interview. Hey Shane, how's it going?
I'm doing great, Molly. How are you?
I'm doing really well, actually. It's a nice day. So it's actually been some beautiful days. I'm sure it's been great weather for ice cream up your way. But before we talk about that, I just want to ask you how you're doing in your home life. How are things going?
Yeah, things are going great. This new normal, as we call it these days. We have some homeschooling going on, and business is challenging and exciting these days, as far as everything's new all the time. So I'm doing good. I'm busy, but things are going well.
Good. It's nice to hear that you're staying positive with all the new stuff. I mean, we're getting new stuff thrown at us every single day. And I can just go back a year ago when we were prepping for Dog Mountain 2019, the Levitt Amp St. Johnsbury Music Series. And I was setting up the vendors for that series. And you were a vendor up on the mountain last year. And that's not happening this year. So everything is just totally brand new, and we have to adapt. But I want to go back just 1 year ago when we were up at Dog Mountain. Can you recall one of your favorite memories up there?
So last year being the first year that we vended there, I heard about the music series up there, and lots of people talked about the great things that were going on. And I was there for the first time, and I said to myself, wow, this is really, really cool for our area. I can't believe, first of all, that I've never been here. And this is something that is just unbelievable for our area. The views are beautiful up there. Some really, really great bands. So as far as a good memory, I just remember being there for the first time and thinking to myself, wow, that I can't believe that we can make this happen here in the Kingdom. And it's free for the concert goers. So I just remember that. And every time since that I've been up there, it's always been working. I never got a chance to just enjoy a show, unfortunately. But I just say to myself, this is one of the coolest things in the Kingdom.
Well, one thing about the kingdom is nothing is impossible. We can make anything happen. And that's exactly what you're doing with your business up in Lyndonville. And I really wanted to talk to you about how you're engaging with the community in these new and inventive ways, and especially about the meal train that you've been doing for our emergency or our frontline workers. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so um, we when this whole thing happened here, where we had to where restaurants had to close down for dine-in customers. We had to figure out, we've always done takeout and delivery. We had to figure out what, a system that works for this. We decided that we wanted to do curbside. For a week or so, we let people in the restaurant, and on the busier nights, we would find that we had, a fair amount of people picking up food, and we don't have a large area to do that in the restaurant. So we said, okay, we need to take this thing curbside, and we did it a week or so before it was mandated, and we just tried to stay ahead of the game. And so we've been doing curbside takeout, and we had to come up with a system. We put signs up. We have people call in and let us know that they're there, and we just adapted in a few different ways as far as that goes. And part of our we always want to help the community, and we we take any money that we would have spent on traditional advertising, and we spend it giving back to the community. So we we give to the local, sports teams, and blah blah blah, long list of things. But and we're always try to stay community minded. And I saw this meal train that somebody was involved in. A friend of mine that owns a restaurant in Connecticut, and he was a participant in it, meaning that his restaurant would deliver food to the local hospital. And I got a hold of him and said, "Hey, how does this work? What do you do here?" And he said, "Well, I didn't set it up, but we're involved in it. Check it out. Here's the link." So I looked into it and decided that I could start one myself for NVRH. And so we got a hold of the hospital. I talked to them a few times, and I got it live. I got the okay to go ahead and go with it. I talked to some local restaurants. Most of them, or most all of them, are my competitors. So it's actually been really cool to be able to get the local restaurants involved. Talk to some people that I wouldn't normally talk to on a regular basis. Being a little, competition, it's friendly competition. But so I talked to the local restaurants, got the thing live, and I called the hospital back and I said, "Hey, I got this thing live." And the woman that I was dealing with said, "How does this work?" So I walked her through it, and she said, "So wait a minute, you're telling me that all we have to do is receive the food and we just eat?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." So it was really cool that she said, "This is awesome. This is great." So part of what I was looking to do was to help some restaurants that get through this. It was everything that we deal with these days, is on a week to week basis, even day to day basis, is an unknown. So we're sitting here, a month and a half ago, saying, what's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen next week? What's going to happen next month? So the restaurant industry is still an unknown. But so I wanted to help the restaurants, and I wanted to feed the frontline workers at the hospital. So, and it also, what this does is it gives the community a way to give back as well. We had a lot of people saying, "How do we help?" or "What do we do about this?" Or we had a lot of people calling in and saying, "Will you send food to, the hospital, or the, EMS workers," and things like that. So, we got this thing live. We got the restaurants involved. We got the community involved. The community came out just it was just unbelievable the response that we got. We there was a donate now button on there, as well as you could go in and sign up with your favorite local restaurant to feed a certain amount of people in a certain time slot. And it's been great. We just wrapped up. Every slot is filled, and we donated, or there was enough donations to fulfill what we asked for. And the hospital has been super, super appreciative. It's designed to send food there when the cafeteria is closed on the weekends. So it works great. We identified a need with them that was the greatest, the time of the greatest need, and we've been doing it, and it's wrapping up now. We have a few weeks left, and what is also really cool that so with the money that people donated, we said we have a certain amount of money divided up between all the restaurants that participated. We'll select a time to feed so many people and send the food. So what a few of the restaurants have said, hey, we're doing great here. We've survived this thing okay so far. Is there another local restaurant that's opening or that could use the order that maybe hasn't been open? So they're taking the amount of money that we had set aside for them and allowing us to place orders with some other restaurants that can use an order, a good size order. So I think that's been awesome. Everybody involved has really stepped up to the plate, and the community stepped up to the plate. And it's been great. In the process, I got an email from a gentleman that started Meal Train, and he is an LI graduate. Mm-hmm. And so that's pretty cool. He emailed me and said, hey, I had a reporter reach out to do a story on how, helping frontline workers using these meal sites. And do you mind if I give her your contact info? He said, and by the way, my parents live in Lyndonville. I'm an LI graduate. I've eaten at your restaurant a time or two when I come to the area. So I had no idea that it was a Vermont company when I got it going, but it's kind of a cool tie-in that it ended up being a Vermont company, and the guy that started it graduated from LI.
It's amazing. That article, I'll put a link up at the end of our interview. It was in 7 days, and I recently just read that. And what an amazing coincidence and I love this backstory that you're telling us. This is really important. And I don't know if any of these details would be able to get out in this manner or better than, talking to you directly. And it's been so great to hear about how you have adapted and identified the need, because the need hasn't gone away for your business. It's just shifted. And you have just been on top of it the whole way. And not only fulfilling what you needed to stay open, but also sharing the need with all the other local restaurants. And I think that is absolutely amazing and speaks to the character of folks in the NEK. And to go back to the man who started Meal Train, again, that speaks to the character of the NEK right there. That Meal Train program was designed to help people in need. And here you are naturally doing it, not even knowing that you are following in the footsteps of someone else from our area. So that blows me away, Shane. And I am so thrilled that we got the chance to talk about it.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm like I said, we try to be community minded and give back where we can. And I think it's the whole Meal Train thing was just something on accident that I found, and I thought that it would be really helpful to our area. I looked around, there was nobody else, there was nothing going at that time, and so we said let's do this, and it's been great. And just to tie it in after with the fact that it's a local guy that started it was really cool.
It's amazing. So the happy little coincidence, it reminds me of Bob Ross's paintings. And then it also reminds me of a video that you just posted with some happy little signs at your your curbside pickup.
Yeah.
And so I just recently, and folks can go on your Facebook page and watch that video, which
Yeah.
it's you walking people through the process of following guidelines and enjoying your restaurant. And I think that was wonderfully done. Can you talk to me a little bit about how business is going at your ice cream window lately?
So things are going great. It's this week is the weather helps. It's been really nice this week. So the ice cream is busy. What we tried to do with the video that you mentioned is we were trying to figure out how we were gonna do our part with trying to get everybody to social distance and not be congregating all. We don't have a huge area for people to wait for their ice cream. So we my wife came up with this idea where we put signs up that kind of guide people through the process, and we streamline things a little bit where we have one pickup or one order window, and then one window that you can pick up at. And it's been working out great. The ice cream is been very busy, and we found that it's working out great with the new system that we put into place.
Awesome. Well, I want to end with one more mention of something that you're doing, which is, thinking outside the box, which seems to be your MO. Jello shots, pudding shots, and then gallons of margaritas. I mean,
Yeah.
what more can we say? Following this on Facebook has been so fun. I wish I lived closer. I'm actually down in Bradford.
Yeah.
I am willing to drive all the way up there to get all three of those things. Who
Yeah.
thought up that idea?
So we just been trying to keep it fun and try to. So the
So fun.
part of the emergency order that one of the emergency orders that was put into place allowed restaurants to do takeout and delivery of alcohol, for a couple of reasons. Part of it was a lot of restaurants were sitting on thousands and thousands of dollars worth of beer and wine and liquor that when they closed their dining rooms, there was no way to sell it. So a lot of states did it. Vermont decided that they wanted to they wanted to do liquor as well, and so we just been trying to keep it fun. So we did the Jello shots. One of the staff members, my manager said, "Hey, let's try this," and I was like, I don't know if that's. I mean, okay, let's try it. I mean, what's the harm in trying it? So we tried it, and it just absolutely took off. We sold out immediately, and then we made every batch that we made, we sold out immediately. And then we said, okay, this is fun. Let's keep going. So we did pudding shots and the same thing, and then these gallon margaritas. It's just one of those things that it's going to go away eventually. So I think it's just something fun to keep things interesting and keep people engaged with on social media, and just try to keep it fun, and it's working so far. So
Yeah, you're doing it right. You're doing
yeah.
it right. And it's just another example of creativity in the Northeast Kingdom. And we have got a plethora of it. And I want to say thank you, Shane, for a couple of reasons. Number one, which we didn't mention, but I wanted to thank you for your support of Catamount Arts. And you, in your restaurant, Pizza Man would deliver, or we would pick up pizzas from you guys to feed our production crew when they would be on site for our KCP shows.
Yeah.
And just so you know, they love that, enjoy it. Our production crew is on site for oftentimes more than 12 hours. And so what you have done for them has been just phenomenal. And we thank you so much for supporting us. And we are happy to support you. And I encourage everyone who is watching to follow you on Facebook and visit your restaurant and follow guidelines. And just thank you so much from myself and from Catamount Arts and from the NEK at large. Thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. It's what we do. We give back to the community that supports us. So it's easy. It's easy for us.
Well, it's working. Well, Shane, thank you so much. And I hope to see you in person soon. And I hope to see you, I don't know, well, maybe next year at Dog Mountain, maybe you can watch a concert.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be nice.
Well, stop up with gallon margaritas.
Okay, well, I'll be right up.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Shane.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Shane, for joining me on Catamoments. And be sure to tune in next time to Catamoments, where I will be making a couple of exciting announcements about some upcoming programming. You don't want to miss that. And before we go, one last big thank you to not only Shane and the Pizza Man, but to all of our sponsors that have kept our doors open over the last 45 years. And our doors will open again soon, and it only will do so with your help. So a heartfelt thank you from myself and from all of the Catamount Arts staff to all of you who support the Arts Center. And until next time on Catamoments, be safe, stay well, stay cool.
Catamount Arts would like to thank the sponsors for their continued support.
Welcome to my light show. My conversation, I can't even talk. I'm like, this is important to highlight what we talked about, but I gotta be able to talk. Come on, Mom. Bring it home.